Welcome. So in this session, we are going to have a look at the linked list question, which is based on a singly linked list. There are a number of types of linked list. There's singly linked list, doubly linked list, and there are some secular linked list as well. So in this session, we will be looking at the singly linked list. That means each of the node in the list will have exactly one pointer, and that is going to point to the next or the next or previous node in the list, right? So I have said next or previous, right? It is not both. So depending on how your list or the nodes are connected, right, you will have one pointer pointing to the to some other node in the list. So every linked list will have some pointers. One would be the head pointer. Along with the head pointer, you will also have the tail pointer. So the head pointer will point to the very first node in the list, and the tail pointer will point to the very last node in the list. So there are some code given, and these are some of the functions that we have to implement. It says consider the following menu-driven program that allows the user to manipulate a singly linked list of integers through the implementation of the append, insert, remove, and print list as functions. And the description of these functions are as follows, right? So these are the functions. So what your program will basically have is you will have some menus, and depending on each of the menus, you will be doing something, right? Either appending a node to the list, or inserting node, removing node, or printing the list. So when we call the append node function, what that function is supposed to do is it will append a new integer data to the end of the list. So let's say there are 5 nodes in the list. So if you call the append node function on the linked list and pass some data, it is going to be added to the very end of the list. Okay. And every time a new integer is added to the list count global variable is incremented by 1, and this variable keeps track of the number of integer data appended to the list. Now for the linked list, we don't really need some kind of counter to keep track of the number of nodes in the list, because usually when we traverse a list, we don't use the counter. We use or we traverse the list until we reach the end of the list. And how do we know it is the end? Well, the last pointer will be pointing to null. All right. So in this case, we have a counter. So let's use that. The next one is the insert node function. Right. So if you are not clear what this append node function will do is, okay, so suppose this is your singly linked list, right? Now the reason why I have drawn in this random fashion is because this is how the data will actually be stored in your computer. When we have an array, all the elements are stored side by side, right? In a array, right? All of the values are stored side by side. But for a linked list, the nodes could be anywhere in the memory, right? So that is why I have drawn in this fashion. So in case of a singly linked list, you will have a head pointer that is going to point to the very first node in the list, right? And then that first node will point to the second node, second will point to the third, fourth, fifth, and the very last one will point to the it will point to null. Now when I call the append function, so let's say in this nodes we have the values 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, right? And let's say I call the append node function on this particular linked list, then what will happen is a new node will be created somewhere in the memory, maybe over here, right? And the new data will be added into this particular node. So let's say the value was 6. Now what are we supposed to do? So this node has to go at the very end of the list. That means now this pointer will point to this node, right? And then the last node will point to null. So this last node will now point to null, right? Something like that. So every time a node is appended, it will be added to the very end of the list. So that is the append node function. Then we have the insert node. So the insert node will insert a new integer data in a specific location in the list specified by the position that the user enters. And here we relate every item in the list by a pseudo number, starting with the first item in the list as having position 1. Every time a new integer is inserted into the list count global variable is incremented by 1. So what this basically is saying is that every node over here will be addressed according to their positions. So let's say the first node will be indexed as number 1. So this is 1, 2, then we have 3, 4, 5, then 6, right? So we are not referring to the nodes by what is inside the node, right, but by their position in the list, right? So whichever one comes first is index number 1, second one is 2, third one is 3, and so on, right? So what this is saying is, if I want to insert a particular node anywhere in the list, then I will have to give the node that I want to insert and also the position in the list where I want to insert. So suppose I want to insert number 10. So I'll create a node and then I'll put the value 10 inside the node. And let's say I want to insert this node at position number 3 maybe. So to insert this at position number 3, I will have to traverse the list from the very first node from the head, right? I will count 3. So this is 1, 2, and 3 comes over here. All right, that means this node should go at position number 3. So I will have to change or adjust the pointers. So this one should now point to this new node because this has to be at position number 3. And then now this node will point to the next one. All right, something like that. So you will now see that this new node is at position number 3. So the difference between this append node and insert node is, when you call the append node, the node will be appended to the end of the list. And if you call the insert node, then that node could be inserted anywhere in the list. Okay, so when you call the append node, you will only pass the node, and that by default will go at the end. And when you call the insert node, then you will have to pass the node as well as the position where that node should be inserted. And then we have the remove node. So this function removes the integer data, should be data, right? Integer data from the location in the list specified by the user. Every time an integer data is removed from the list count global variable is decremented by 1. Right, so very similar to these two functions. When you append a node, right, our current list count will be incremented by 1 because the size of the list will increase. Okay, and as well as when you insert a node, again you will increment this by 1 because the size of the list is increasing by 1. Then for the remove node, for this function you will pass a position of the list where you want to remove the node from. So if I call the remove node function on this list, and if I pass the value maybe 4, then what will happen is the node that comes at index number 4 will be removed from the list. So if I look at this particular list, so this is at index number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this particular node is at index number 4. So if I call the remove node function, then this node will be removed. Okay, and then the pointers will be adjusted. So now this one will point to the next one, and this one is gone. Okay, so this is the new list. And also the list count will decrement by 1 because the list has decreased in number by 1. And print list, so this should print the contents of the list. So if I call a print list function, then this should print 1, 2, 10, 3, 4, and 6. So these are the 4 functions that we have in our code. And then moving on. So there are some code given over here. So what I'll do is copy and paste all of this code in my IDE. So I'll open up my Visual Studio, create a new project, empty project. Next, I'll call this lab 10, and I'll save this in my lab 10 folder. Create. Then go to source files, right click, add a new item, C++ file, and I'll give the name as main and click on add. So we have a empty file over here. And now I'll copy all of this code and paste in that main CPP file. So I'll just take some time to indent and space out the code so it's easier to follow. Okay, so I have the code ready over here. And then it says implement and execute the above code in your favorite IDE. Experiment with the following. So for the first part, we have to build a list by using the append menu with the following data. So let's run this code and see if it compiles, and then we'll try to build a list for option A. Okay, so the code compiles and we are given these menu items. So first one says append data to a list. So I'll open both the console and this PDF over here. So we have to build a list by using these numbers 25849. So I'll enter option 1 to append data to a list, and it says enter a number, so I will enter 2 because I want to insert 2 over in the list. First one is 2. Then we are given the menu again, we will again enter 1, then 5, then again we will enter 1, then 8, 1, then 4, 1, then 9. So at this point the data is appended to our list, and in our linked list we have 5 values which are 25849. So that's how the list would look like after we have appended all these numbers. So we have the head pointer pointing to the node with the value 2, then 5, then 8, then 4, and then 9. And also the value of list count will be 5 because there are 5 nodes in my list, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then it says print the list. So to print, we will enter option number 4, right? And we get these numbers back 25849. Then it says insert the value 3 at position 2. So to insert a value, I have to enter option number 2 from the menu. It says insert a new node. The number of nodes currently in list are 5. And if I want to insert a node, it says insert the value 3 at position number 2. So the value is 3, so I will enter 3. It says then position to insert this new node in the list. So the position is number 2, enter. And then it says print the list. So I'll enter 4 again to print. And you will now see that we have 2, 3, 5, 8, 4, 9. So initially we had this, now we have one more node, and which has the value 3. So this is how the list looks like now after we have inserted 3 at position number 2. All right, so this was 1, and we wanted to insert at number 2. So 3 is now at position number 2. And now in total we have 6 elements or 6 nodes in our linked list. And then it says insert the value 6 at position 4. So again, to insert, I will enter option number 2. The number that we want to insert is 6, and that goes at position number 4. Then it says insert the value 1 at position 1. Okay, so before that, let's draw the diagram for part E. So we have entered the value 6 at position 4. So 1, 2, 3. So the next node will come after number 5. And the value for that node was 6. Okay, so this is how the list looks like now. And the list count is now 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you will see that we have inserted the number 6 at position number 4. So now when I print the list, we get this particular sequence. So we have 2, 3, 6, 5, 8, 4, 9. Okay, so in here, I think there is some error with the code. That is why it is not going at the right place. Otherwise, this should be at index number 4 in place of 5. Then it says insert the value 1 at position 1. So now we want number 1 to be at the very beginning of the list. So enter 2 to insert. We want the value 1 at position number 1. And then print the list. So to print, we will enter option number 4. So you will now see that we have 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 8, 4, and 9. And when we had inserted 1 in the list, then that 1 came at the very beginning. So that is how the list will look like after we have inserted 1. Then after printing the list, then we want to remove the data from the position number 4. So to remove the data, I will enter option number 3. It says position of node to remove. So I want to remove the value or the node from position number 4. So enter 4 and then print the list. So when I print the list, you will see that we get 1, 2, 6, 5, 8, 4, 9. It says what is the state of the list after the above tasks are executed. So the state of the list is something like this. Then it says study the append node, insert node, and remove node functions, and rewrite the implementation in algorithmic form for your own understanding. So we will go over each of these 3 algorithms and see how they actually work to insert or append data into our list. Okay, so going on to the append node function. So let us see how this function is working. So this append node function is over here, and you will see that this is taking a node as a parameter. So as I mentioned over here, when you want to append a node to this list, you will pass the node that you want to add, and that will be added to the end of the list, right? And that is the node that we are passing over here to this append node function. So if I go to the definition of this function, right, so there is something happening inside this piece of code inside this function. So it says that if the head is null, then we make the head point to the new node, and the tail will also point to the new node. So in here we have a head and a tail pointer. Okay, so we know that we will have a head pointer and we will have a tail pointer in our list, right? So this is head will keep track of the start of the list, and the tail will keep track of the end of the list. Now, what is the simplest case that we can have over here? Well, the simplest case could be when there is no node in the list. So if there are no node in the list, then what do you think the head and the tail will point to? So they both will point to null, right? So we can make the head point to null. So let's say this is null, and tail will also point to null, right? Something like that. Now when we append a list, initially or by default the list will be empty. That means there will be no node in the list, and the head and the tail pointer will be pointing to null, right? How do we know that the head and the tail will be null? Well, it is written over here, right? When the program starts, right, the head and the tail pointer, they are made to point to null. Now looking at the values of this head and tail, we can know whether the list is empty or there is some node in the list. So if the list is empty, then we know that the head will be null and the tail will also be null. Okay. So coming to that function, append node. Now in the first if condition, we are saying that if the head is null, and the comment also says that if this is the first node in the list, so when the head is null, I will know that the list is empty. So if the list is empty, then how or what should we do to successfully append or add a node into the list? Well, we will first have to pass the node to the list. So in here, we don't have to create any node because it is passed into this function. So we already have a node coming into the function. So let's say this is the node, and the value of the node is, let's say it was 2, right? So the value of the node is 2. Now we have the node and we have this head and tail pointers which are pointing to null. Now looking at this diagram, which arrows or which pointers should we adjust so that we have a linked list? The first thing to do would be to make this head pointer point to this particular node, right? And what is the name of this node? Well, it is called new node because that is the one that is passed into this function. So we can make this head pointer point to the new node. So we can say head is equal to new node. So this will make the head pointer point to the new node. So now the head is pointing to the new node. And then what do we do next? We make the tail point to the new node as well. So we make the tail pointer point to the new node as well. So they are no longer pointing to null. So is this a list? Yes, it is, right? So in the list, we have only one node, head is pointing to that node, and tail is also pointing to the same node. So that is the case when there is no node in the list and you want to add a node to the list. The other case could be if there is some existing node in the list and you want to add to that list. So you will call the function again, and now let's say you want to add number 5. So you create a node and pass that node to the function with the value 5. So this particular function is going to receive a node, something like that. And then inside the function, we have to adjust the pointers. And which pointers do we have to adjust? Well, we will have to make the tail pointer point to this node, right? And then the existing node will point to the new node, something like that. So we have head, then we have 2, 3, and then tail is pointing to that node. Now, how do we adjust these pointers, right? And that is the logic that we have to implement over here in the else part. Why are we going in the else part? Is because now the head is no longer null, right? Head is already pointing to this node with the value 2. So now the head is not null, and we will go to this else section. So it says tail arrow next is equal to new node, and then tail is equal to node. So right now we have something like this. Now to make this particular node with the value 2 point to this node 5, we can do something like this. So right now we have a name for this node, and that is called tail. And I have to make the next pointer, which is this line, right? I have to make this particular line point to our new node. Okay, so I can say, now how can I refer to this particular pointer? What is the name of this pointer? It is next of this particular node. And what is the name of this node? It is tail. So what will be the name of this node? It will be tail arrow next, right? So I can say tail arrow next. So tail is this particular pointer, right? And tail arrow next will be this one. So I can say you make tail arrow next, which is this pointer, point to where? Make that point to the new node. New node is this one. So when we do this particular pointer will appear and it will start pointing to our new node. So one part is done. The last part left is to make this tail pointer point to our new node. So how can we do that? Well, we can just simply say tail is equal to new node. So now tail will point to the new node, right? And that is how we insert or append a node to the list. So in here we can have two cases. One is when the list is empty. So if the list is empty, then we will have a different logic for appending. And the second case is when there is some element already in the list. So in that case, we will have a separate logic. So this part is for the first one when the list is empty. The second part is when there is at least one node in the list. Okay. And then of course at the end we are doing the count plus plus to keep track of the number of nodes in the list. So right now there are 2 nodes, so that will be 2. Now let's try this append node function. Let's do a hand trace of this and append one more node with the value 8. So now I want to append a value to the node, to the list with the value 8. So this particular function will get a node with the value 8, and inside the function we just have to manipulate the pointers. Now what does the function say? It says that if the head is null, then you do this. Now is the head equal to null? Well, the head is not null, it is pointing to some node. So we will go to the else part, and in here it says tail arrow next is equal to new node. So which pointer is tail arrow next? Tail arrow next will be the next pointer of the last node that we have in the list, which is number 5. So tail arrow next is this particular node pointer, sorry, and that is the one that we want to adjust and make it point to our new node, right? So where do we make it point to? To the new node, right? So tail arrow next is equal to new node. So one pointer is adjusted. Now tail. So for the tail it says tail is equal to new node. So we make the tail point to the new node, right? And you will see that the node has been added to the list. The next function is insert node. So now let's see how the insert node function works. The function is over here. So in here, in this function, we are passing a new node, very similar to the append node function. And along with that, we are also passing a position where that node should be inserted, right? So if you recall, in the earlier section of this lab, we have said that the append node adds a node to the very end of the list, and the insert node will add a node anywhere in the list, right? Could be at the front, at the back, or anywhere in the middle. Now just to simulate the this particular function, let us create all of this list that we have over here, 2, 5, 8, 4, 9. So I'll add all of those. So we have 2, 5, 8. Let's add 4 and 9. Okay, so we have this list. We have 2, 5, 8, 4, and 9. And of course, we will have one more pointer over here. after 9, which will point to null, right? Because every node has a next pointer, so this one will be pointing to null. Okay, now what does the inside node function say? So we are creating a temporary node pointer which is pointing to head. Now just looking at this particular diagram or the list, can you make out some logic that will let us add a node to any location in the list? So if I want to add a node, let's say at index number 2 or position 2, then what should I do? So I have this node ready. So let's say I have called this function, and this function will take a node and a position. So let's say the node that came to this function was the node with the value 3. So the node that came to this function is this node with the value 3, and now I want to insert this node at position number 2. That means it will go after the first node. Now if this was an array, then you can just simply say array at location number 2 equals the value 3, right? But we know that a linked list is not a random access data structure, right? If we want to go to a particular location, then we will have to traverse the list from the very beginning until we reach the desired location. So right now, the only locations that we know in the memory is the head and the tail, right? We know where the head is and we know where the tail is. So let's see what the code is doing. So it says that if the position is 1, then this is what we have to do. So if I want to add to position number 1, that means at the very beginning of the list, then I just have to manipulate some pointers and it will be added. Okay, so before adding to position number 2, let us try to add this 3 to position number 1. Now if I want to add this to 1, then what are the things that I have to do? Well, I have to make the next of this particular node point to the head pointer. So wherever the head is pointing to, this node will point to the same location as well, because now this is the first node. So I'll have a pointer which is the next of the node with value 3, right? So for the new node, I have to make the next pointer point to head. So I can say new node arrow next is equal to head. So new node arrow next is equal to head. So what we are doing is making the next pointer of our new node point to where the head is pointing to. The head is pointing to the very first node, so we make the next of the new node point to that node as well, because now this is the first node in the list, right? And this is to point to the second node. So once this is done, then what do? We have to make the head pointer point to the new node. Well, something like that. So the head is pointing to our new node, and that new node is pointing to the now second node. So we want to insert at position number 1, and it is now at position number 1. So we have 3 first, then we have 2, 5, 8, and so on. So that is when we want to insert at position number 1. Then what if we are inserting at some other location, let's say position number 2, 3, or any other index? So in that case, before I add a node, I will have to go to the location where I want to add. And let's get back to our original list. Now let's say I want to add this 3 at position number maybe 4. So this node should go after node 8. So we will have 2, 5, 8, and then 3. So 3 will be at position number 4. So I want to add the node at position number 4. Now if I want to add this node at position number 4, then what are the pointers that I have to adjust? So after 8 we will have 3. So which pointers should be adjusted? Well, this one, right? This should point to node 3, and the next of node 3 should point to 4. But the issue here is, until I get a name for this node with the value 8, I cannot get the name for the next pointer of this node 8, right? This particular node has a name, which is head. This node has a name, which is tail. Our new node has a name, which is new node, right? But this particular node with value 8 does not have a name currently. So we will first give a name to this node, right? And then we will make the next of that node point to 3 and make the next of 3 point to 4. So let's see how that is done in the code. So it says you traverse the list from position number 2. Why position number 2? Because we are looking at any other position apart from 1. If it is 1, then we can simply use this logic. If it is some other number, then we will have to traverse the list until we reach the desired location. So in our case, our position is 4. So we will run this loop from 2 all the way up till 4. And in each iteration, right, we will do this. And what is this doing? So you will notice that at the very first line over here in this function, we have created a pointer to a node, and we have given the name iter or iterator or something, right? And that is the name that we are going to assign to this node, right? So whichever node we are looking at, we will give this name to that node. Okay, so we will give the name iter to this node, after which we want to insert our node. So in this case, since we want to insert after 8, then we will give this name to 8. If I want to insert after 4, then I will give this name to 4. And let's see how this name is actually assigned. So it says you start from 2, go all the way up till position, and in each iteration you do iter is equal to head arrow next. Okay, so I think this is where the error is, right? So remember, we were getting a error or a different position when we were adding or resetting the data into our list, right? And this is where the error is. So we will fix this code. So what is currently happening over here is, in every iteration, we are just assigning the next of the head to this iterator. So no matter how many times this loop runs, we will always get access to this particular pointer. That is why the value was not coming at the right place. So instead of this, we will have a different code. So right now we have this particular line, and which seems a bit incorrect. So I'll comment out this particular code and I'll write something else. Now the only name that we know from this particular list is head, which we can use to traverse the list. I also know this new node, but there is no way I can use this new node to go to this node with the value 8, because they are not connected. And likewise over here, we know the name of this last node, but again I cannot use this 9 to go to 8 because this is a singly linked list and I cannot traverse in the reverse direction. So the only option left for us is to use this head node. So if I say head arrow next, then that will give us this particular pointer, right? Head is this pointer, head arrow next is this pointer, and if I say head arrow next, then that is this pointer, right? And if I say head arrow next, then that will give us this pointer. What we want is, we want to traverse the list until we reach the place where we want to add the node. So what we can do over here is, in the first line, we are making this iterator point to head, right? So right now, this particular iterator is pointing to the head node over there, right? So both head and the iterator are pointing to the very first node. And if I say iter is equal to iter arrow next, then what will happen? So iterator will now point to the node with value 5. Now if I do this once again, then now iterator will point to the next one, which is over here. In here, since we wanted to shift 1 to 3 times, we have written this over here 2 times, right? If I want to shift 4 times, then I will have to write it 3 times. Okay. So in general case, if I want to go to some node, let's say at position n, then I will have to do this n minus 1 times. Okay. So I can just wrap this inside a function or a for loop that will shift the location of this iter pointer as many times as we want. Right. Now in here we want to shift it how many times? So initially it is over here, we want to shift 1 and 2 times, right? That means in our code, this for loop should run how many times? It should run 2 times, right? So our position is number 4, right? I'll write 4 over here temporarily. So how many times does this loop run? It will run when I is 2 and then when I is 3. When I becomes 4, this loop will terminate because I is or 4 is not less than 4. So this loop will run 2 times. So in here what I can say is, I will say iter is equal to iter arrow next, right? Not head. Instead we'll have iter. So initially we had this, and the actual code should be iter is equal to iter arrow next. So this will shift the iter pointer to this particular node. Okay, so let's do the hand raise once again, and let's see how this pointer comes to number 8. Right. So in our function we have passed the new node and position, which is 4. Right. So in here we are doing this. So starting I from 2, we are doing iter is equal to iter arrow next. So first time when the loop runs, iter will point to the node with value 5. Then I becomes 3, right? Then this will happen once again. Then iter will point to the node with value 8. Then I becomes 4. When I becomes 4, then this will become false and this loop will terminate. And then we will go to this section of the code. So I will replace this back to position. Now what happens over here? So we are saying node arrow next is equal to iter arrow next. So we are trying to make the next pointer of our new node point to the next of the iter. So now you will see that we have a name for this pointer, and we can now easily manipulate the next of these nodes. Now this node with value 3 has a next pointer. And where should this pointer point to? It should point to 4, right? So how can we make this point to node number 4? So I can simply say new node arrow next, right? Because this is the pointer that we want to adjust. So the next of the new node should point to the next of the iter. So this is iter, right? And the next of iter is this pointer. So wherever the next of iter is pointing, we make the next of the new node point to that same location. So we will say new node arrow next is equal to iter arrow next. And this will make this pointer point to the node number 4. So you will see that the same code is over here, and then the last part is left, and that is we have to make this particular pointer point to our new node. So we can say iter arrow next, which is this pointer. So iter arrow next point to where? Point to the new node. And now you will see that this 3 is at position number 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, and we have now 4. And then of course, since we are adding one more node to the list, then we will definitely increment list count. So this was the error seems like in our current code, and we have updated the code to this particular line. So now let's run the code once again and enter the values and see if the values go to the right location. So let's do this once again. So I'll build the initial list. So I'll enter 1 to append, 2, then 1, 5, 1, 8, 1, 4, 1, 9. And if I print the list, then we get 2, 5, 8, 4, 9, right? And to insert a value at position 3. So to insert, I will enter number 2, enter a new number. We want value 3, position is number 2, enter 2, and print the list. So now you will see that 3 is at position number 2, right? So we have 1 and then 2. So looks like 3 is at the correct position. Let's insert the next one as well. So enter 2 to insert. The value is 6 and the position is 4. Now print, and now you will see that this 6 is at the right place. Okay, so this was a little error in the code. So instead of this line, you will have iter arrow next. Then the next one is remove node. Now this particular function remove node is we can say it is opposite to this insert node. All right, this function insert node inserts a node anywhere in the list, and this remove node will remove a node from anywhere in the list. So once again, very similar to the insert node, we will have some special cases. The first case is when you want to remove the node from the very beginning of the list. So currently, let's say we have this list. So I'll just delete this iter. So currently we have this particular list, and let's say we want to remove the node from position number 1. So if I remove the node at position 1, which is this node with value 2, then what should happen to the pointers? This head pointer should point to the node with value 5. So that is the first thing that we have to do. And the second thing is to delete this particular node. Okay. So we can say if the position is 1, then we make the I node point to head arrow next. So we have some temporary pointers over here. One is the iter and the other one is the I node. So iter is initially pointing to head. So let's also make iter over here. iter, and we'll make that point to our head node over there, right? So head and iter, they are both pointing to the very first node in the list. And then we are saying I node is equal to head arrow next. So we had a pointer over here called I node, and we are trying to make the I node point to head arrow next. So head arrow next is this one, right? So we make the I node point to the same location where head arrow next is pointing to. So I node also points to node 5. Then we are deleting the head node. So if I delete this head node, then this particular node will be gone. Then what do? We make the head point to null. So we make the head point to null. So head is pointing to null. And then we make the head pointer point to inode. So we make the head point to the same location where inode is pointing. So head will also point to 5. Actually, there is some redundant code over here. We can just simply remove this line. We don't have to make this head point to null and then point to inode. We can just simply make head point to inode. Okay, so this will simplify our code. So let's have a look at this once again with this new code. So we make inode point to head arrow next. So we make the inode point to head arrow next. So head arrow next is this one, and we make the inode point to that one as well, right? Then we delete the head. So when we delete the head, this node with value 2 will be deleted from the memory. And then we make the head point to inode. So we make the head point to inode. So now what do we have in our list? So we have head, which is 5, then 8, then 3, then 4, and then 9. So this one is no longer there. Right, so that is the case when we are deleting the node from position number 1. So I'll reset this. Now let's say we want to delete from some other position, let's say position number 4. So let's see how the pointers will be adjusted now. So again, we have two pointers, ITER and inode. So we have ITER pointer and we have a inode pointer. So ITER is pointing to the head node and inode is not pointing anywhere. Then in the else part, because position is not 1, it is some other value. In this case, it is 4. So if the position is 4, then we will go to this loop, do something, and then execute this part of the code. Now I'll just write 4 over here for now, so that we can easily see what is happening. So in here, what we are saying is, you run the for loop 2 times, right? When I is 2, then when I is 3, so that will be 2 times. When I becomes 4, this loop will terminate because 4 will no longer be less than 4. So this part will happen 2 times. And in each of the iterations, we have to, now our final goal is to give a name to the node that we want to delete. So the node that we want to delete is number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the node that we want to delete. So I'll just color this so it is easier for us to see. Right, that node is the one that we want to delete. So I have to somehow give a name to this particular node. Now I will have to move this iterator pointer, come to node number 8. So I will have to shift this 2 times. So the first time it will go to 5, then in the second time it will go to 8. So once we are here at 8, then we can look at the next of this iterator and delete this node. So to move the iterator pointer, we have to say iterator is equal to iterator arrow next, right? If I say head arrow next, then in every iteration, the iterator node or the pointer will still point to the only one location. Okay. What we want to do is move the iterator to the next position of the iterator. So we try to move the iterator to position number 8. Now when this loop runs 2 times, so when I is 2, iterator will go to the next of the iterator. So initially it is pointing to head. Right, if you look at the first line in the function, it is pointing to head. Then when this loop executes for the first time, iterator will go to the next of the iterator. So this is the next of the iterator. So we make this point to the next of the iterator. So it is now pointing over here. Then I becomes 3. Then you shift the iterator once again. Then the iterator will come over here at node number 8. And then when I becomes 3, I becomes 4. So 4 is no longer less than 4. So this loop will terminate and we will end up over here. So let's change this back to position so we don't forget later. Now what is happening over here? So we are saying inode is equal to iterator arrow next. So we are trying to make this inode point to iterator arrow next. So we will make this point to this node over here. Now again there's a arrow over here. We should have only one next. Okay, so when the for loop ended, right, this was the state of the linked list. Then we are saying you make inode point to iterator arrow next. So iterator is this. The next of the iterator is this one. So you make inode point to the same location where iterator arrow next is pointing to. So we make inode point to this same pointer. That means inode will now point to the node that we want to delete. Okay. Then we delete. Actually, let's comment out all of this and let us make up our own logic. So at this point, we have this state of the list, right? Then what should we do with the pointers? This next of the iterator should point to the next of the inode, right? This is the next of the iterator, and we want to make this point to this 4 because we will be deleting this node, right? And the list will be broken. So we have to make this next of the iterator point to the node with the value 4. And what is the name of this node with value 4? It is inode arrow next, right? So we make the next of the iterator point to the same location where the next of the inode is pointing to, right? So we can say iter arrow next is equal to, right, iter arrow next, right, this pointer should be equal to inode arrow next. So inode arrow next, right? At this point, this pointer will point to the node with value 4. And then what is left? Well, we just have to now delete inode, right? And then I can say delete inode. So when we say delete inode, this is going to delete this pointer from the memory, right? So this will be gone, right? So now all of this is gone. So you will see that we have deleted the node at location number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we were able to manipulate the pointers to still maintain the list. So now we have 2, 5, 8, 4, and then 9. The main point over here is you should be able to manipulate the pointers somehow, right? Because the nodes are linked using these pointers. So if you are able to look at the diagram and manipulate the pointers, then you can do the same thing in the code, right? So whenever you are working with a linked list, try to always draw a diagram, because that will allow you to visually see how the nodes are connected to each other. So now let us delete the last node and see how this code works. So the position for the last node is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let us call this function and pass position 5, right? So when this function is called, iterator will be created, right? So we have iter that will point to head. So iter, let's make this point to the head node. We also have this inode, and inode is currently not pointing anywhere. Now, is the position equal to 1? It is not. Then we go to the else section, and what is happening over here? So we run the for loop starting from 2 all the way up till 5, because the position is 5. So this loop will run how many times? It is going to run when I is 2, 3, and then 4, right? So this for loop will run 3 times. When I becomes 5, then this will break, because 5 is not less than 5. That means we have to shift the iterator pointer 3 times, right? So let's shift it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, right? So now the iterator is pointing to the node with the value 4. Then we come over here and we say inode is equal to iterator arrow next. So we try to make the inode pointer point to the next of the iterator. So the next of the iterator is this particular pointer, right? And we try to make the inode point to the same location as iterator arrow next. So inode is now pointing to the node that we want to delete. So let's just color this. Okay, so up till here, this is the state of the linked list. Then we say iter arrow next is equal to inode arrow next. So we are trying to change the next of the iterator pointer. So we are saying iterator arrow next, which is this one, right? You make that point to inode arrow next. So inode arrow next is this pointer, and that is pointing to null. So we are saying that you make the next of the iterator point to null, and that even makes sense, because when this node will be deleted, then this 4 will become the last node in the list, and the next of that one should point to null, right? So that is correct. So up till this point, this is the state of the list. And then what do? We delete the inode. So we delete this particular node, and that will be gone. All right, so let's just delete this. All right, so when we execute this last line, this last node will be deleted, but you will see that this tail pointer is not pointing anywhere, right? That means we have to adjust this tail pointer to point to this node as well. So how can we amend our code to cater for this? So what we can do over here, we can say, if this is the last node in the list, right, then you make the tail pointer point to the same location where the iterator is pointing, right? So we can say if this node is the last in the list, so we can say if 4 is the last node, then what do we have to do? We have to make the tail pointer point to the same location as the iterator. So we can say tail is equal to iter. Now how do we tell whether 4 is the last node? Now how can we check if this node is the last in the list? We can check the next of this particular node. If it is the last node, then the next of this pointer will be null. Okay, so if this is the last node, then the next pointer of this node will be null. So we can check this particular pointer. And what is the name of this pointer? It is iterator arrow next, right? So we can say if iterator arrow next is equal to null. So if that is the case, then we just simply make the tail pointer point to the iterator. So you make the tail pointer point to the iterator. So now the list looks correct, right? Everything is connected. And we can move this code outside of this else, because we want to execute this in every case, because if I delete the node from location number 1, then that could also be the last node in the list, right? So we will do this regardless of the position, whether we deleted the first one or the last one, we still check for this condition, right? If the last one is pointing to null, then we make the tail pointer point to that particular node. Okay, and of course at the end we are decrementing the counter because we are deleting one node. So that was the remove node function. Now going on to the print function. So what the print function does here is it makes the head pointer or a iterator pointer point to the head. So make a pointer point to the very beginning of the list, right? And then we keep on iterating over the entire list until the iterator becomes null, right? So initially the iterator is pointing to the head node, which is not null, so we do this. So from the current node we get the data, right? And then we print it. Then we shift our iterator and make it point to the next node in the list. Then we check again, is the iterator equal to null? It is not, then we print again. And then again shift the iterator. So eventually the iterator will reach the end of the list where it is going to point to null, and then the while loop will end. So that is how the data is printed from the list. Now going to the main function. So in here we have a do while loop that keeps on running until we enter option number 5. So if I want to append the data to the list, I will enter option number 1. If I want to insert, that is option 2, 3 for remove, 4 to print, and 5 to exit. So what if the user enters 1? So if the user enters 1, that is to append data to the list, then we will perform the instructions inside the menu1 function. So menu1 says, in here we are going to create a node and make it point to null. Then we will ask the user to enter a number, right? So when the user enters a number, we will read the value, right? Then create a new node because we want to append a node to the list, and for that we need to have a new node. So we create a node, right? And then in that node, for the data attribute, we assign the number that we have read from the user. Okay, and then for that node we make the next pointer point to null, because we know that in our node there are 2 components over here, right? If we look at the struct, right, the node has a data component and the next a pointer. So whenever we create a node, we will have to set some values for these 2 attributes. So for the data value, which is an integer, we are going to update this with the number that the user has entered, right? And then for the next pointer, now since currently this is the standalone node, then we will just simply make this pointer point to null, and that is what is happening inside this menu1 function, right? And then later when this node is passed to the append node function, then the necessary pointers will be manipulated to append this node into the list, right? And we have seen how this append node function works. So it takes a new node, and then it does something and appends the node to the end of the list. So this is if you want to append a node. Then the next option is the inserting a node, that is option number 2. So if you want to insert a node into the list, right, then that is menu number 2. So what the menu 2 does, it is very similar to the menu 1 in terms of creating the node. The only thing extra we have here is taking some more inputs from the user regarding the position of the node. So we are creating a new node, and then we have 2 integer variables, number and position. So we ask the user to enter a new number, and this is the number that we want to append into our list. So the user enters that number, right, and then we create a node and put that number that the user has entered into our node. Then we make the next pointer point to null, and then we ask the user as to where they want to insert that particular node in the list, that is the position. So once we have this information, we are going to call this insert node function and pass the new node and the position to the function, right? And this insert node function will do something and insert this particular node at position, right? Then menu 3 is for removing the node. So if I go back to the main function, you will see that 3 is for removing the node. So it says it asks the user of the position of the node they want to delete, right? And then we call the remove node function and pass the position. So this remove node function will go over the list to the position that the user has entered and remove that particular node from the list, and the node will be deleted. And then option 4 is printing the list. So we have seen this function already. Then it says implement a sixth menu in the program called remove all data from list. Essentially, this menu should delete the entire list, and you may use the following algorithm as a hint. Now, so far in our code, we have a number of algorithms. One of them is to append the node, insert node, remove node. So this remove node will remove only a single node, okay? And then print list and some other helper functions. Now we have to write one more function which will delete the entire list. And as a hint, the pseudocode for that algorithm is given. So what it is saying is we have to declare a pointer called iterator of type node, and then while the head does not reach the tail, right, then we keep on deleting the node, and then once all the nodes are removed, then we delete the node, delete the head node, and assign null to the head and tail pointers, assign 0 to list count, and display message that the data is deleted. So let's write that down. So I'll write a function void. The name of this function is remove all, and it does not take any parameter. So let us declare a pointer of type node, right? This node is coming from this struct over here, and let us make that point to head, right? Then inside our while loop, we will write some condition, and then inside the body of the while loop, we are going to write some code that is going to go over all the nodes in the list and then delete them. So looking at our diagram, so I'll undo this. Now this is the list that we currently have. Now, is there any way we can delete all of the node from the list? Right, I'll give you some time to think of the logic, and then we'll go back to our IDE and then we'll code it out. The pseudocode is given over here. We can follow this, but let us try to write our own code to delete the node, because that will help us to build a logic to go over this list and delete. So one thing I can do is I can start from the very first node using this iterator pointer. So currently that iterator is pointing to the head node. So I have a iterator pointer, right, and it is pointing to the very first node, right? Now what I can do is inside my while loop, I can delete this node using either of these pointers, either using the head or the iterator. So what I can say is, I'll make this head pointer point to this node 5 so that I can delete this particular node with the value 2, right? So we will start deleting from the beginning of the list, right? So I'll first make the head pointer point to the next node. So I will update the head pointer. I will say head is equal to head arrow next, right? So this will shift the head pointer to the next node, right? So what we are saying here is you make the head pointer point to the place where the next of the head pointer is pointing. So the next of the head pointer is this one, and this is pointing to node 5, and that is where we are going to update our head pointer to point to, right? Then how can I delete this particular node? Well, I can just simply delete this iterator pointer. So I can say delete iterator. So this will get rid of this particular node. So I'll remove it from here. Right, and that is the state of the list after this piece of code. Then we can once again make this iterator pointer point to where the head is pointing to. So I can say iterator is equal to head. And now you will see that we have come to the same place where we have started, right? And we can just repeat the same logic inside this while loop. So we make the head pointer point to the next one, which is over here. Then we delete the iterator. So we delete this particular node. Right, and then we make the iterator point to head. So we make the iterator point to head. So you will notice that the list is now getting smaller. So let us go up till the end and see what condition we can get from that code. So once again, I will make the head point to head arrow next. So head points over here. Then we delete the iterator. So we delete this particular node. And then we make the iterator point to head. So the iterator will point to head. Then once again, we update the head pointer to point to the next one. So the head pointer now points over here. Then we delete the iterator. So this will delete this particular node. Then we make the iterator point to head. Make the iterator point to the head. And then head is equal to head arrow next. So we make the head point to the place where the next of the head is pointing, which is now pointing to null. Then we delete the iterator. So we delete the iterator and this is now gone. Right, and then we make the iterator point to head. So now the iterator is pointing to null. Now there is no more node left in the list, so we cannot execute this logic anymore. And this is where the code will end. So what can be the condition of our while loop? So how long were we deleting these nodes? Well, we kept on deleting until the head pointer became null, right? So we can say while head is not equal to null, we keep on deleting all the nodes, okay? And then at the end, we can make the tail pointer point to null as well. So the tail is now pointing to null. And then at the end, we had to print some message. We also have to assign 0 to list count. So we can say list count is equal to 0 because there are no more node in the list. And we can also print a message saying all the nodes are deleted. Okay, so that should work, and this should go over here. So that was number 5. So that was all for this video. Thank you for watching.